person, and my apologies for not being there, but I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about leadership. My background is quite diverse. I've spent the last 15 years in a career that's gone from the private sector, public sector, overseas, all around Australia, working largely in IT, which I love. But I thought I'd share with you today some of the lessons that I guess I've had in my very diverse career, and how you can in your lives, use some of these lessons to become leaders and become influential in the world. Basically, we are, all of us, the most powerful citizens that the world has ever seen. When you think about it, we've got access to the world, we've got access to more information than we've ever had before, we've got access to better technology than we've ever had before, we've got access to an entire world of people and communities and organizations that are amazing. And so it's a wonderful thing for us to be able to tap into all of those to actually make the world a better place. I want to talk to you a little bit about the idea of being a leader, not just being a participant in this world, but actually helping drive the agenda for the entire world. I quite often look at people in positions of leadership and people who are running massive projects or organizations. And quite often I think to myself, well, if not them, why not me? And I think that there are people out there who are keen to follow someone else's vision, and that's cool and that's important, that's needed. But if you want to be a person who has the vision and who takes the reins and who leads other people, then you can. You have all the tools at your disposal. You have all of the capacity to be that person, to be a CEO or a president or a CIO or whatever it is that you want to be, or even just to influence things behind the scenes. I think that right now, you're standing in one of the most important places. You're standing in the Parliament of New South Wales. Being a part of democracy is, I think, and participating in democracy, whatever your role, is a very important way to make the world a bit better and to influence what's happening around you. When you think about it, the government plays a huge role in the lives of citizens, and so if you can actually play a part in helping make government better and making democracy better and making policies better, then that's a really important thing you can do, not just for you or the people you know, but for the entire society. So it's always worth thinking about how you can, as citizens or as leaders or as even possibly politicians, I'm sure some of you will become, how you can participate in our democracy, which is absolutely one of the best in the world, to be able to make a difference and make a contribution. So a couple of my lessons about leadership. First of all, there's no straight path. A lot of people will tell you that you need to come up with your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan. You need to know what you're going to be when you grow up. I can tell you I never imagined some of the things that I've done when I was at school. And the real key there is to recognize and embrace the idea that things will change on a continual basis, on a daily basis. I have had friends who have committed to a particular university course, finished the university course, started working in that field to discover that they really didn't like it. And that's many years that they could have been spent finding something they love. So you really want to, as much as possible, experience the world, experience different things, different jobs. I thought I wanted to be a vet when I was at school. I went and did work experience as a vet and realized I didn't have the stomach for it. So always recognize that, it's good to have goals and aspirations, but you want to keep your mind open to new opportunities at every point in time. You want to be able to see the open doors, to see the opportunities, if you're not sure about something, go and try it out. Do work experience, volunteer, get involved in a non-profit, offer to go and help someone out on your holidays. And through having those experiences of different things, you'll be able to find what is your passion. And that's the key. If you can find something you love, something you really love to do, something that you're naturally good at, that you can develop the skills, but that you genuinely love, every day will be like a holiday. Every day will be the best day of your life. I see people all the time that get to Tuesday or Wednesday in the week and start complaining about Friday being so far away. I love every day. I love Monday through Friday. Weekends are good too, but because I love my work, it's genuinely a pleasure to go to work and to do the things that I do. And you want to have that kind of approach to life. Otherwise, you end up just wasting Monday through Friday, which is 5/7 of your life. So you want to think in tangled webs. Think about life not just as a straight line, but life as an opportunity to create serendipity. If you can have the skills and the networks and the communities around you, and have in your mind the idea of the things that you love and the things that you want to do, then just you can keep an open mind and continually find the next big thing. The next thing is to think big. You know, think if you really want to change the world for the better, then how can you do that? How can you personally do that? I'd love to change the world and make the world better in many ways, but at the end of the day, my particular skills are I'm a geek, so I can use my IT skills to make the world a better place in that way. Whatever your skills are, you know, build on those, because be awesome at what you are most awesome at, and you'll find that again, you'll be able to love it a lot more. You want to not be a sheep, obviously. It's very easy to just sort of join a club or join a group, or to you know, treat work like a social club, but you actually need to do if you need to find your own path, the thing that makes you happy. And sometimes people fall into the trap of feeling like if they join a club, then they're going to find happiness there. But actually, the only real lasting happiness you can find is within yourself. So don't feel that you need to be a sheep. You know, be comfortable to be a leader. Every step you take should be up, or at least sideways. Try to not step backwards. So every job should be better, or a new opportunity. Try to be strategic in the options that you take, but don't stress about it too much. If you get something wrong, you can always change, and that's the beauty about life. You can take the opportunities to do and try great things, but it's through experimentation that you'll really, you know, jump forward in leaps and bounds. So always feel free to experiment, but make sure that you're always stepping up, always trending forwards, not trending backwards. You want to create awesome networks and find great mentors, people that inspire you. If someone inspires you, stay in touch with them, follow their career. Mentors can be like a compass, a bit of a map. They can help guide you around, you know, some of the more difficult challenges that you'll face, and they can be a source of strength. This also means choosing your friends wisely as well. It's very easy to, again, you know, just have the group that you had at school, or the group that, you know, you fall into at work. But you want to surround yourself with people that challenge you, people that inspire you, people that have integrity. And that will be one of the best ways that you can actually build that support, that foundation on which you can have an amazing and satisfying life. You want to, then this is something a lot of people won't talk to you about, but you want to choose your partner wisely. Whether he or she is you know, is a good or bad person is almost beside the point. You need to find someone that complements you, someone that you become a better person through being with them, and they become a better person through being with you. And it sounds really silly, but, you know, I'm about to have a child in January, my first child. I'm 6 months pregnant at the moment, which is quite challenging. But and I'm really excited that I waited to my 30s to have a child. That was a great way to be able to experience life prior to having a child. But each to their own. But my partner, you know, he offered to be the stay-at-home dad. And I think that you should be able to have these kinds of conversations very openly and very honestly, and not have to worry about being limited. If your partner loves you, they will support you in what you want to do and what makes you happy. So always try to choose your partners wisely, in the same way you choose your friends wisely. You need to manage your online narrative. I know everyone will tell you about e-safety and online, you know, and not to post stupid things online. But fundamentally, my experience is that your ability to get things done is directly related to how people see you. So if you do things, or if you provide a public narrative, if you post stuff on Facebook, or if you post stuff online, or if you blog in a very ranty way, if you create an online, if everything that you put online, or anything you put online, could be a reflection on you, then people could find any one of those things and judge you. Now, you want to be in a position where any possible thing someone can find about you online actually contributes to showing your best attributes, to showing what your passions are, to showing what you are interested in and good at, all these kinds of things. If you can have a strong, excellent public narrative, that will help you have a better personal capacity to get things done. So I strongly recommend, you know, think about how you present to the world, because that will influence, you know, how the world interacts with you. That's not to say to limit yourself, but it is to say to be sensible. And I guess the final thing I'd love to talk to you a little bit about is the idea of some of the critical skills I've found for being a leader. I've been involved in a lot of projects, local, national, international, where I have led teams of people at work or teams of people in the volunteers in a voluntary capacity to run, big and interesting things. And I have always found that, there are a lot of people out there who have ideas. Every person you meet has an amazing thing to teach you. And if they've come across your path, if they've come into your world, then it's on you to actually learn what you can from them. Even if you think that, they're not someone who's going to be an ongoing, lasting presence in your life, try to learn from everyone that you meet, because everyone has a skill, everyone has talent, everyone has an interest or something about them that you can learn from, that some experience you can learn from. So it's always worth trying to learn those things, because everything that you learn makes you a better person. I feel that every day I am a better version of myself. I am, better financially, I'm more wise, I'm more experienced, I'm more able to get things done. Every single day, you want to be a better version of yourself than the day before. So let me talk you through some of the things that I think are critical skills that you can learn to supplement your already, natural skills and talents and enthusiasm. Skills that I think have really helped me with my work and with getting things done and with having an influence on the world. These skills are, first of all, integrity. Everything you do, you want to have high integrity. You want to make sure that you are following the path that is defensible, that's based on evidence, that's that's always looking at how to make the world a better place, and taking into account all things. You want to, if you always take the path of integrity, then you always take the path that is defensible. If you start playing too much politics, if you start playing around with compromising on your integrity, then it's a very slippery slope. At the end of the day, you need to aim for a high level of integrity and nobility in what you do, and then you will always be a person that others can look up to and aspire to, and you will always be able to sleep well at night. Critical thinking. Critical thinking is one of those amazing skills that teaches you how to break down an agenda, how to understand how other people think, how to understand the core argument behind what someone is saying or someone is doing. Critical thinking is an excellent skill to learn how to break the world down and deal with it in an effective way. So critical thinking is something I highly commend to you. Self-awareness. It is fine. People who can do critical thinking and have high integrity but aren't aware of themselves tend to be limited. You need to know your own strengths, your own weaknesses, your own biases. You won't know all of your biases until you start getting put to the test, when you go out, particularly, and start working in very diverse environments or different worlds, different communities. You need to understand your own perspective so that you can best engage with the world effectively. And in some cases, change your perspective. In some cases, the perspective you've grown up with is not actually correct. So always being adaptive and open to changing your mind to being a better person. I think self-awareness is absolutely critical. I think a leader today needs to be a little bit geeky. I would hope that many of you are, a little bit geeky. You either gamers or all of you use technology in all kinds of different ways that your parents or grandparents or great-grandparents couldn't even imagine. If you're a little bit geeky, that means that you are the sort of person that can use technology to do creative things, which I think is so important in the world today. Technology is the basis of, our entire economy, and increasingly the basis of our society. It's how we communicate with each other. It's how we are able to achieve things in this world. So if you're a little bit geeky, then you can be a little bit creative, a little bit cheeky, a little bit able to use technology to actually, in whatever your job, whether you're a vet or a geek or a politician or a CEO, whatever your job, being able to bring that intuitive understanding about the role that technology plays in the world will help you be more effective. After all, we're exactly as free as the tools that we use. So IT is actually a very important part of our lives and of our ability to be free. Empathy is important, understanding where other people are coming from, even if you have a different view, even if you disagree with them. Understanding where they come from will help you work better with other people. Sometimes you will meet people that they have something to offer, but you just don't get along. And you need to be the person who says, you know what, I want a great outcome. It's not about the personalities. It's not about who wins. It's about getting the best possible outcome for the world, for the society, for the community. So how do I best work with all the different sorts of people around me to do that? And taking that personal responsibility. I think, particularly in a lot of the work that I've done, you see a lot of people who say, well, I did my job. I did what I was asked to do, and that's all I need to do. You need to, if you want to make the world better, you need to take responsibility for making it better. You need to say, you know what, that thing is wrong. That thing is unjust. That thing is hurting someone. How can I actually take responsibility and work to make that better, all of it better? So personal responsibility is important. And finally, of course, that drive to make the world a better place. I think many of you will have that drive already. It's a very noble and important thing to try to make the world a better place and to try to be a part of a world that is continually getting better. So I wish I could be there in person. I'm really sorry I can't be, but I look forward to seeing how the day goes. The final thing that I'll say is that you have all the tools at your disposal. You have all the support. You have more information than anyone's in the history of mankind has ever had. You have support bases. You have a world of possible mentors and lessons and experiences to draw from. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to figure it all out right now. Just get out there and have some fun and experiment. Find your passion, enjoy life, and become a complete superhero, and you will be the leaders of tomorrow. And I look forward to meeting you in that capacity. Thank you very much. My name is Pia Waugh. I look forward to seeing you all online in the future. Thank you.